Hey friends, Thomas here. I'm sitting on my front porch enjoying the afternoon of this beautiful spring day. It was sure nice to have some of the snow that made my grass green, but it's also nice to be moving into the spring and eventually summer. I love when the seasons change. And maybe start thinking about how these days won't last forever. Today we got off the phone with Governor Polis as he was talking about a transition from phase one to the second phase, from shelter in place to safer at home. It made me think that, eventually these days will be over and we'll be back together and we'll be worshiping and it'll be wonderful. But we don't want to lose sight of what God was doing in these days. We began a conversation in the book of Philippians on Sunday, and we're going to continue that conversation for the weeks to come about how God is actually redeeming the days. That we as Christians live distinctly different in days like these because we know who God is. We know that God is with us, that He's personal with us. We know that there's victory won, and we know how this whole thing ultimately ends as He is driving history forward. And so that gives us a confidence and assurance that in the midst of bad or broken or evil days, that God can redeem them and bring about something that's good or even beautiful. So I got two questions for you. Question number one is, what new value have you discovered in these days? A value of connecting with others, reconnecting with some, being around the family, dinner table with your kids, slowing down, perhaps a new spiritual practice that you make sure that you want to bring forward in the seasons, even when COVID's over. What value have you experienced as it's deepened your relationship with Christ or with others that when we do get to gather again, we don't lose sight of those things. We don't just simply turn our schedules back on and all systems go and try to recover days that were lost, but we actually have new practices and new rhythms that keep us healthier. The second question is this: what in this season has been exposed? Perhaps it's been a habit or a behavior that you've been able to be distracted from having to address, or maybe you've just kept to yourself privately. But in these days, it has been pressed on, and it's been evident that you need to address it at some point. And so what intentional steps will you take, maybe in these days or the days to come, to become as healthy as possible, specifically with Christ in your faith? What has been revealed about your relationship with Jesus that you want to address in the days coming up that will deepen your faith? Our book in Philippians talks about the importance of the mind guarded by Christ, the mind that's focused on Christ. And these are the questions that I have of what value has been added and what habit has been exposed so that you can address this in your mind. Think about things differently in the days to come as the seasons change. But until then, know that we are here for you. We always want to know if you need help. You can call the front office, email help@calvarybible.com, or click that Need Help button at calvarybible.com/online. We love you, and until we're together, may the Spirit of God and the unity of Christ keep you encouraged.